Today, we're talking to some 8th graders about what questions they have about coming to Lafayette High School. But first, I want to give a couple of shout outs. Thank you to Drew for painting this portrait of me. I really appreciate it. And also Devota for painting this portrait of me. These are keepers, guys. I love it. Thank you so much.
We are free. We are love. We're round. We're skinny. We're big. We're small. But we have love in our heart. And we want you in. As long as you bring the love.
Hello there, Lafayette friends. My name is Richard Royster. I'm one of the associate principals here at Lafayette High School. You know, we are wrapping up the spring semester. It's been a great year, and we're going to have another great year. One of the things we do at this time of year is we really focus hard on how to make incoming 8th graders successful. So one of the things we do, as a lot of schools do, we have a move-up day. The 8th graders come over several different days because we have 650 8th graders coming next year. So they come in, they meet the upperclassmen, they get to tour the school building, they get to see our cafeteria, and they get to meet the administrative team. So we met with different groups of students in our auditorium over several different days, and we gave these 8th graders an opportunity to ask a question that they had about Lafayette High School. So let's check out and listen to the student voice and see what questions they have about high school. So here we go. First of all, what is your first and last name?
Miles Florek.
Miles what?
Florek.
How do you spell that?
Florek.
Okay, Miles has got a question for me to answer. All right, here we go, Miles. What is your question?
How is high school different than middle school?
Ooh, that's a big question. You could write a book on how high school's different than middle school. That's the biggest question of all. The biggest difference is going to be the importance of your academics. All right, it is huge. Those high school transcripts are going to go with you. We are getting you ready for the next thing, which is going to take you through the rest of your life. These next 4 years, and it's actually less than 4, well, right now it's still 4 years, are going to determine your next 40. Yeah, they are. It's a big deal. What you do in high school truly, truly matters in a way that few other things will again. If you go to college and get a 4-year degree, that'll take the place of high school. If you don't go to college and get a 4-year degree, high school is going to be the most important educational experience you have. How many of you think you're going to get a 4-year degree in college? Hopefully. So it looks like we have about a third, 25%. Hopefully there'll be more than that in the future. Looks like about a third of the hands went up, okay, to get a 4-year degree in college. So aim higher. But that's probably the biggest difference between high school and middle school is the importance of it. All right, thank you, Miles. Appreciate it. All right, what's your name?
Chase Milton.
Milton?
Middleton.
Middleton, M-I-D-D-L-E-T-O-N?
Yes.
Chase. All right, Chase, what is your question?
How many subs is there?
How many what?
Subs is there, subscribers.
Oh, he wants to know how many subscribers are on my YouTube channel. Not a lot. We only got 450, but you can go subscribe now. Click share and like. The channel is Richard Royster. Okay, that's my name. You can YouTube and just type in Richard Royster. You can probably type in Lafayette High School and it will come up. All right, so your subscription is needed today. Leave a comment down below. Smack that like button. Thank you, Chase. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. What's your name?
Jackson Lyons.
Jackson Lyons. How do you spell Lyons? L-I-L-Y?
L-Y-O-N-S.
L-Y-O-N-S. All right, Jackson, what is your question, sir?
Me and my friends wanted to know, what happens if you get too many referrals at Lafayette?
He's planning ahead. Hopefully he's not. Let me get that name again, Jackson. I need to check you out, right?
Oh, God.
I'm teasing. So there are a lot of things we do for students who are continually getting in behavioral issues. Now, as Mr. Scholl said earlier, frankly, that's very rare. The number of students that get like 4, 5, or more referrals is about 3 dozen in the whole school. Okay, at most. That's out of 2,300 students. So we work very hard to be sure that everybody understands the rules. We work with you to build a positive relationship so that you feel good about following the rules. And so there are things that we do for kids who don't. We're not going to get into that. I will say we're going to do everything we can to support you and help you. Be sure that you understand the rules. Our rules are very common sense, okay? We don't have a lot of complexity in our rules. Be nice to one another. Follow your teacher directions. Don't disrupt the learning environment. It's really very simple kind of stuff. And if you do that, you will not get in trouble, and we will show you grace, all right? So good question. Thank you. All right, what's your name, honey?
Stephanie Carranza.
Stephanie who?
Carranza.
Carranza? How do you spell Carranza?
Carranza.
Carranza. Stephanie Carranza. All right, Miss Stephanie, what is your question?
How's the food in Lafayette?
Oh, how's the food a lot? That's my favorite subject. How's the food a lot? That's the second time it's been asked, right? Because I accidentally deleted the other video. So, the food at Lafayette is fantastic. I don't know how the food is at Beaumont. How's the food at Beaumont? Well, the food at Lafayette is fantastic. I'll give you a couple of my favorites. First of all, we have a hot entree, 2 different entrees every day. We have pizza every day, burger every day, chicken patty every day, salad bar every day, snack line every day, cold sandwiches every day, like ham and cheese, ham and turkey, pimento cheese. We have that every day. My favorite hot entrees, and we had one yesterday, was pulled pork. I love the pulled pork. It is really good barbecue, I'm not gonna lie. Pulled pork was really good. And I also like Burrito Friday. Burrito Friday is fantastic. I get the chicken on the burrito with the queso, throw some jalapenos on it and some sour cream because we have like a condiment bar. It is really good. Does anybody else have a different favorite? No? Y'all don't like the school. Nachos. Okay, nachos are good. So, Stephanie, the food here is really good. You're gonna like it. Thank you. So, first of all, what's your name?
Enzo.
Enzo, what's your last name?
Abundante.
I thought you looked familiar. I knew you from like this big. You probably don't remember me. But you went to daycare with my daughter. Okay, Enzo has a question for us. Enzo, what is your question?
What do you do when you're tardy more than 3 times?
Oh man, being tardy. You know, starting off, school is going to be a little bit of a challenge because it's a complicated building to work your way around. Here, come on over here, Enzo. There you go, stand close. So we want everybody to be in class on time because guess what the most important time of the class is? It's the beginning of class. The beginning of class is most important. If you are tardy to class, a couple things. First of all, if you have an excuse, like maybe you had to go to the counseling office or maybe you were called to the office, just get a note and you're not in trouble. It's no big deal. But if you accumulate more than 3 tardies, you could be sent to safe, and we don't want that for you. So be at class on time. If you have a restroom emergency, go to class first, wait 10 minutes, and then the teacher will let you go, and we'll get you to the restroom. But be in class on time. If you accumulate multiple tardies without a reason, yes, you can receive time in detention. All right, thanks, Enzo. Good question. What's your name?
Jenna. Jenna.
Jenna who?
Quinones.
Jenna Quinones. Nice to meet you, Jenna. Thanks for coming here. All right, so what is your question, Jenna?
What is the best possible scholarship you can get from here?
Wow, the best possible scholarship. I would have to say in terms of dollar amount, the most valuable scholarships I have ever seen are worth $500,000. Those are the scholarships to the military academies, West Point, the Air Force Academy in Colorado. The dollar value placed on those scholarships is almost $500,000. So that's pretty incredible. All right, good question. All right, what is your name?
Logan. Divert.
Logan what?
Divert.
Logan Divert. Nice to meet you, Logan. Thanks for being here. Logan, what is your question?
What's the hardest thing about high school?
The hardest thing about high school. I'm going to give you 2. One is organization. Organization is hard. You have 4 classes A day, 4 classes B day. We don't teach you organization. You organize how you want to organize. So I hope you can kind of figure that out. If you need help, we can help you, but your teacher is not going to tell you how to organize your stuff. The other hardest thing is probably navigating all the social changes that are going on in the teenage world. Middle school and high school are very, very different. And there's a big difference between a 14-year-old and an 18-year-old or a 17-year-old. So the social atmosphere in high school can be a challenge, but stick to academics. Make academics your top priority and you'll be great. All right, good question. What's your name?
Charlie.
Charlie who?
Earnhardt.
Charlie Earnhardt, like the driver? All right, nice to meet you, Charlie. Charlie, what is your question?
In general, what does it take to graduate high school as a general?
Okay, to graduate high school as a Lafayette General, you will need 26 credits, 4 years of English, 3 years of math. You have to take a 4th year. 3 years of social studies, 3 years of science. You need 11 elective credits. You need VPA, you need health and PE. Those things will get you graduated. Did you know? You can graduate a year early. There is enough credits in 3 years to almost graduate. All you would need to do is find a way to get senior English and 1 more elective. And if you can find a way to get those 2 sooner, then you can graduate after your junior year, after 3 years instead of 4. So if you are just eager for adulthood and you are ready to get out there, you can do it in 3. You don't have to wait 4. All right. Good question. All right, thank you. These are important questions from our 8th graders here. I want to thank all of you for being here. Thank you, Jesse Clark kids. Thank you, Morton kids, for being here. We've got 5 questions. All right. I'm going to give you all a chance to hype yourselves up in a minute. I'm going to put it on my Instagram, too. All right, but we're going to get that. Yes, you are correct. Really? Tell us your name, sir. What's your name?
Adam Kenner.
Adam Kenner. How do you spell Kenner?
Kenner.
All right, great. Adam has a question, and I'm going to try to answer it on the fly, right? On the fly. Here we go. What's your question?
Are you allowed to listen to music in the middle of class?
Ooh, are you listening to music in the middle of class? What's that answer? No, probably not, but shh, I will say this. Shh. Different teachers have different rules. We let the teachers be the king and queens of their classroom. If the teacher is going to let you do it, that's between you and the teacher. But if the teacher doesn't let you do it, the answer is no. So you, as a high school student, have to be very responsible about listening to the teacher's expectations and following their rules. Good question, Adam. Thank you. All right, what's your name?
Carter Ashford.
Carter Ashford, Ashford.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for being here, Carter. Carter, what is your question?
If we forget our lanyard, do we have to go to safe?
Ooh, if you forget your lanyard, you have to go to safe. Is that what they're doing at Jesse Clark? Yes or no? Raise your hand. What about Morton? No? We don't either. We don't send you to safe, but shh, we require that you purchase another one right then, okay? If you don't have the money, we will charge your student account. You can pay it later, but you will be required to have your lanyard, to keep it out and visible every single day. It is important for our building security, and so that is the expectation. Okay, that is the expectation. And once we get our metal detectors, you will not even be able to enter the building without your lanyard. You'll have to purchase it at the door. Okay? But that's coming down the road. That is coming down the road. Great question, Carter. Thank you. Yeah. What is your name?
Lucy Rogers.
Lucy Rogers. With a D or no D?
No D.
R-O-G-E-R.
Yes.
All right. Lucy, what is your question?
About how many sports clubs do you have?
Wow, sports and clubs. We have so many sports. You know, we're going to have an e-sport. We're going to start an e-sport club because it's just been sanctioned by the KHSAA. We have bass fishing. We have obviously the big ones that you know, football, basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball. All those are KHSAA sports. We have lacrosse, which is a club sport. We have dozens of clubs. And if there is a club that you want that we don't have, you can get with a staff member and start one. So we have all kinds of clubs and sports for you to get involved in, and we strongly encourage you to do that. All right? Great question. Thanks. What's your name, sir?
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, what's your last name?
Scholar.
Scholar? How do you spell that?
Sholar.
All right, Scholar. Got you. All right, Jeremiah, what is your question?
What school supplies do you recommend?
Oh, what school supplies? Well, I will say a lot of students at Lafayette High School have 2 backpacks. They have an A-Day backpack and a B-Day backpack. You don't have to do that. My son didn't do that. But every morning it was like, hurry up, son, I'm switching out my backpack. So that's a hassle, right? A lot of students have 2 backpacks. You don't have to. I will say this, one recommendation. Minimize the amount of metal that's going to be in your backpack next year, all right? Because you're going to be slow going through the lines if you're pulling stuff out. If you could take your backpack through the metal detector because you've minimized the amount of metal in it, that would be awesome. We don't know if that's going to be possible or not yet, but that would be great if you could. But you'll definitely want a couple 3-ring binders, some paper, pens, pencils, just a variety of things like that. Most teachers don't have a specific supply list. So again, in high school, it's up to you to choose how you're going to be responsible and organize yourself. All right, great question, Jeremiah. Thank you. Come on down. All right, what is your question? Or what's your name?
Solomon Musgrove.
Solomon Musgrove. Thank you for being here, Solomon. Solomon, what is your question?
What can get you in safe or detention?
Ooh, what can get you in safe or detention? Well, I will say some of the most common things. Not following staff directions is probably the #1 issue that will get you in safe or detention. We try to have common sense rules here at Lafayette High School. If a teacher has you in an assigned seat, sit in the assigned seat. Okay? Just follow staff directions. We're not going to be belligerent, but you will receive consequences if you don't follow staff directions. So that is probably the #1 thing that gets students sent to detention, is not following staff directions. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, folks, that is it for our questions from the 8th graders. Coming up in a future video, we're going to have advice from the upperclassmen about 8th graders. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I would really appreciate it if you would share this video on your social media. We want to make Lafayette High School the best place we can for our incoming 8th graders. Thanks for stopping by, folks. I really appreciate your support.